Let's talk a little bit about structure and terms in Joomla. These two words, for sure, you have heard, the front end and the back end. So the front end is when I go to my local host, J25EN. So that's the front end. It is your website. And then we have a back end, and the back end is the administrator area. And here you have to log in, so you have to know your credentials, and then you are here in this administrator backend, and depending on your permissions, you see more or less here in this area. And here on the left side, you have quick items, so you can quick add a new article, or you can quick go to the module manager or to the extension manager. And here on the right side, you have modules, so you can configure what you see here on the right side. This is the standard configuration, but you can configure it a different way. Okay, so the next step is we have files. So when we install Joomla, you learned that there are many files, thousands of files. And when I go here in Apple, it's called Finder. In Windows, I think it is the Windows Explorer. You see here J25EN. This is Joomla. And you see here a lot of files. So for example, this is the administrator folder, and in this folder is the backend. So everything you see in the backend is here. And the front end is located in this root, in this J25EN. And here, for example, you have libraries, where it is here, libraries, and there's the big Joomla library, and that is more or less the J platform project. So nowadays Joomla consists of two projects, the CMS and the platform. Joomla is the platform, and the CMS are things that are special in the CMS. So usually users don't care about that. It's just good to know that something exists here. And there are also third-party libraries. For example, this simple py here is a library for building XML feeds, or here this has something to do with UTF code, or here is a mailing class. So these kind of libraries are also included. And when you look at a directory, for example, the templates, you see all the installed templates. And these are the templates for the front end. And when you go in the administrator folder, you see there's another folder, templates, and these are the templates for the administration area for the backend. And this is the same with components, with modules, with plugins, and all these kind of stuff. So let's have a look what is important too. We have a database. So this is also a point. Usually you don't have to access that database, but maybe it's nice to see that it exists. So somewhere you must have usually this program. It's called phpMyAdmin, and it is a software where you can manage MySQL databases with. And here, for example, is the J25EN database we just installed. And it consists of 61 tables. So this is a Joomla directly after the installation. And you see here is the table prefix, and you can do a lot of stuff with these tables here. So this is phpMyAdmin, and here is your content located. So everything what you add to your Joomla site is usually here in the database. So what we do have else? Then we have the elements of Joomla. So before we had just these terms like databases and files and front end and back end, and now here are more or less typical terms in Joomla. First is an article. So at the moment, Joomla consists more or less of articles. So content management system means you have articles, and when I go into this article manager, I see two other tabs. It's categories and featured articles. So categories are the categories where you can put the articles in. And in Joomla 1.5, we had sections and categories, and nowadays we have only categories, and it's possible to structure them like a tree here. Then we have here the featured articles. So these articles appear on the front page of your website. And this is, yeah, it's about content. So let's have a look what we have here. Articles, categories. Okay, then we have users. So this is also interesting. In our backend, we have here a whole menu about user manager groups, so you can group users and they can have different access levels, and you can add nodes to users, and you can have categories for the nodes, and you can mass mail the users. So that's all about users here. And what do we have else? We have a navigation. So when we go into let's have again the website. So you can click here in the back end on this link view site, and then the front end is there. So navigation is about these kind of links here, like in this horizontal menu or here in this vertical menu, and in the back end you can configure these menus here under the menu tab. And these menus are displayed inside of a module. So this sounds a bit complicated, but it isn't. So we have here the module manager. And when I go back to the website, you see here this is about Joomla, and this piece here is inside of a module. And when I look for about, then you see about Joomla, about parks. So this is my about Joomla module, and it is located at position 7, and the type is menu, and all except selected. So the menu is not on all pages, but on a few, and the access is public. And when you go inside this module, you see, oh well, it is a menu, and you can select the menu about Joomla. And when you go back here, click close, go to menus, then you see here is about Joomla. And here are the links. So these are the links in the menu, and in extension module manager you see the module itself. Okay, that is a module and a piece of navigation. Then we have templates. So when you see here your front end, maybe you have already thought about that, because you have to position all these pieces. For example, here, these are the articles, what we have seen in the backend so far. Here, these Joomla and the 3 columns below. And these here are the modules. And yeah, but where are the positions of the template? So we can go into the backend, and you can go to extensions template manager. And then you have styles and templates. This is also new in Joomla 2.5. And here, when you click the tab templates, you see the installed templates. And you have in each template a few options. And if you want to use the template with different options, you can copy styles. For example, you want to have one page with a red background and one page with a black background or something like this. Then you can copy styles. But we are keen on these module positions. So first of all, we have to switch them on. So here, preview module positions, the default setting is disabled. So we want to enable that, and we can close it. And after we close it, we see here is a new link called preview. And for example, when we are here in this default template Bees2 and we click on preview, we see these positions. And here, for example, our about Joomla menu is in position 7. And here is the position 2, here are the breadcrumbs, here is position 12, here is the content, And here on the right side, there are also a few positions, but there's nothing inside. And you can do this too with this parameter here, TP equals 1. So if you delete that, go to index.php, you have here the normal website, and if you type in, you have TP equals 1, and then you see the positions. And the new thing in Joomla 2.5 is that you have to, or that you are able to switch these behavior on and off. In Joomla 1.5, it was not possible to switch it off, so everyone could see where are your positions. So that's a new one. So positions we have to think about. Then we have here plugins and components. And a plugin is, yeah, let's say something useful. For example, to edit your content, it would be useful to have a what you see is what you get editor. And when I go here to a new content, to a new article, I see, well, here I have the what you see is what you get editor tinymce. And below you see a few special buttons related to that area. And these are plugins. So when I go into extensions plugin, then I can filter here the type of the plugin. And for example, I can filter for editors. Then you see Joomla comes with two editors and one none. So one plugin is no editor, one plugin is the code mirror editor, and one plugin is the tinymce editor. And you can install as many plugins as you want. So a common editor is the Joomla content editor, JCE. But I just want to mention those here. And yeah, then you have components, and components are quite interesting because when you go here in this, where are we? Where is it? Extensions, Joomla. Oops, no extensions, Joomla.org. So in Joomla.org there is the so-called JET, it is the Joomla extension directory. And here you have 9,249 extensions at the moment, and it is growing day by day. And here you can find a lot of modules, plugins, and mainly components. And components are these guys here under this component menu. So for example, banners or contacts, or here a brand new one, Joomla update, messaging, news feeds. This can be also, for example, a shop, or I don't know, a Facebook login, or a lot of different things. So a forum, for example, you can install here as a component. So what we have else? We have options. All these things, let's say things or items here in Joomla, you can configure. For example, if you are in an article, you have at the right sidebar usually options. In Joomla 1.5, these were parameters. Now they call it options, and they are available related to the content. So an article has probably different options compared to a module. Let's go to a module, for example, and it has options too, but okay, they are different, and in a module they are less. So at this place here on the right side, you have usually these options, and you can configure a lot of things. And last but not least, we have we have other structures. So there's a lot, or I could say a lot more about these terms, but I think these are the most important terms, so that you think about. We have users, we have menus to navigate, we have content on our page, we have additional components, and we have extensions like the module manager, plugins, templates, and of course languages. So this is a short walk through this was a short walk through the structure of Joomla.